Today we're going to solve using the quadratic formula. This is brought to you by Energize Math. After the lesson, please visit energizemath.com to download the note. The quadratic formula, which is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The answers you'll get from it end up being the x-intercepts of your quadratic. Okay? And where the a, b's, and c's come from are from the quadratics of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, and they are the coefficients and the constants. You don't worry about the variables x, it's just those letters, the numbers in front that fill in for the letters in the formula. Let's take our first example. You have x squared plus 7x plus 1. In this case, my a value is the 1, my invisible 1 in front. My b value is the 7 and c value is the 10. Okay, so I'll put them into the quadratic formula. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now I could get 2, 1, or 0 different answers depending on the way the quadratic is and how many x-intercepts it has. So I'm going to have negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 7 squared minus 4, 1, 10 all over 2 times 1. Gives me negative 7 plus or minus the square root. 7 squared is 49 minus, multiply all three of those together, gives you 40 all over 2. Negative 7 plus or minus the square root. 49 minus 40 is just 9 all over 2. Now I get down to this point and the plus or minus comes into play. It actually is going to give me two different answers. I want to have x equaling negative 7 plus the square root of 9 is 3, so it'll be 3 divided by 2. And I want to have x equals negative 7 minus 3 over 2. So it goes the plus and then goes the minus. And then negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. That's my one x-intercept. Again, the other one will be x equals negative 7 minus 3, which is negative 10. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So I have my two different x-intercepts, which my quadratic would have had, and it's an opening up quadratic, negative 2 and positive 5, and my quadratic would have looked something like that. For the second example here. Here I have an a value equaling 3 and a b value equaling 7. It has no c value, so my c that I'll put in the formula will be 0. I'm just going to go x equals, and it'll be negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Negative 7 plus or minus the square root, and it'll be 49 minus, and I'm multiplying all those together, which will be 0 divided by 6. Negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 all over 6. The square root of 49 is just 7. So again, I can split up at this point. We'll go plus and we'll go minus. I'm going to have two different answers. So x equals negative 7 plus 7 divided by 6, and x equals negative 7 minus 7 divided by 6. Negative 7 plus 7 is just 0, so 0 divided by 6 is still just 0. And x is going to equal negative 14 divided by 6, okay, which can be reduced down to negative 7 over 3. And again, I'm going to have two different x-intercepts on that quadratic. For the third example, I have my a value, negative 2, my b value of negative 3, and my c value of 1. So again, putting in the formula, x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. It's going to go negative. Now my b is negative 3, but it's going to be negative negative 3 plus or minus square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 negative 2 1 for 4ac all divided by 2 times negative 2a. Negative times negative is a positive, plus or minus, square root. Negative 3 squared is positive 9, and I want to have two negatives multiplied together here is going to be positive 8 times 1, which is also positive 8. all divided by negative 4. 3 plus or minus square root of 17 divided by negative 4. Here's my answer right there. Now, again, I can separate it where it's going to go x equals 3 plus the square root of 17 divided by negative 4, and x equals 3 minus the square root of 17 divided by negative 4. And then I have to use my calculator for that one, because the square root of 17 is 4.1, so it's going to go 3 plus 4.1 divided by negative 4, and 3 minus 4.1 divided by negative 4. And again, using my calculator to put that in, I'm going to get 7.1 divided by negative 4, which is going to give me negative 1.775. And in this case, I want to have negative 1.1 divided by negative 4, which is going to give me 0.275 as my two x-intercepts. You don't always have two x-intercepts. Sometimes you'll just get one answer, and sometimes if you have a negative under the square root, you won't have any real intercepts. This is Solving Using the Quadratic Formula by Energized Math. Please visit energizedmath.com to download this note. Thank you very much.